It's a nice kind of view over the city. Mosque and new construction, and then a bunch of like weird 80s stuff. Welcome to Dan's on the Street. I'm Dan. Today we're in Nigeria and its capital city of Abuja. Pretty interesting city here. Large place, about 1.3 million in the main city and then over 2.5 in the urban area. Very interesting layout here. I'm excited to see this place. Let's drop right in here on what looks like a main street. How about right here? Okay, we're on the ground here looking at November 2018, so quite recent. Interesting views here. We're sitting on a bridge of some sort. Wow, look at that building over there. That's pretty unique. All right, yeah, this is the capital city here in Nigeria. And what's really interesting about this place, or one of the things that makes it interesting, is this is a fully planned city. The city basically didn't exist at all back in, say, 1970. There may have been people here, but there was really no city at all. And the government decided to relocate its headquarters, the national capital, to someplace more central. It used to be in Lagos, I guess, was the capital for many decades. Interesting. This place kind of older. All these buildings, many of them are from kind of the 80s. This one looks a tad run down, actually. Maybe it's just, I don't know, needs a clean. This place too. Interesting. This one also kind of looks a tad overrun by plants. Maybe it's just super lush here. All these plants are growing like crazy. We're kind of in an interesting region here where it's that interesting part of Africa that's right on the northern part you get into desert area, and the southern part you're starting to get into this tropical zone. And Abuja kind of sits right in that middle area. Really all of Nigeria kind of sits in that, like, the interesting part of it. To my mind, it's like just a lot going on. You got a good mixture of terrains. Does that say boy house? Bowl house? Not sure. There's some new construction going on over there. This city is crazy growing. And by crazy growing, I mean this might be the fastest growing city on planet Earth. The annual growth in 2015 was 35% growth. 35%. From 2000 to 2010, 10-year span, it grew by 139%. This place is booming like crazy. So it was fully planned. Oh, here's this. I think that might be the Millennium Tower. I'm not certain. Interesting. Here's this church off to the right. Yeah, so this whole city, let's pop up. This whole city was planned and laid out by an organization, I don't know, by a bunch of probably organizations and corporations and whatever, designers laid this all out. And they moved here. They started building it in the 70s and 80s, and then they kind of moved in the late 80s. And they've continued to build ever since. Let's see. So we were right by that church there. Let's check that out. This city is, and I think much of Nigeria, is like a real mixture of Christian and Muslim. And they've really, seems like they've tried to represent that here. There's a large church here, for example. Interesting. This is the National Christian Center, built in 2005. Look at that big building there. Is that a bell tower? Or not quite sure. Kind of looks like a minaret. And then across town, there's a really big mosque we'll check out. A few blocks away, actually. That's pretty impressive, at least from pictures I saw on Wikipedia. All these buildings have this, well, a good number have this real 80s look to them in a fun way. I like it. I appreciate it. But it has that little bit of dated look. Gives it character. That's going to come back. Like, what looks kind of 80s and slightly odd to our eyes, I think, is going to become, I don't know, we're going to look back on it fondly. A lot of it, I think. Just like anything else, fashion moves in cycles, and appreciation of architecture does as well. Give it time. We'll learn to appreciate it, I think. Let's see here. Over here, let me see. Here's that National Mosque. Sorry about that. So this was completed back in like 84. See if we can drop right next to it. Oh, actually, even better. We're inside. Okay. Not a great stitched photo here. This is all kinds of crazy stitched photo. But you get the idea. Big prayer area here. Pretty nice style. Again, kind of looks 80s. Man, this is so weird how it's kaleidoscopically assembled. You get the idea though. Big mosque. Interesting. So they built that. The mosque is there, the church is there, and then it all we moved down here towards the big government buildings. The National Assembly building, presidential complex there, federal judicial. So everything, it's all, big time government buildings. Not very well mapped down there, I guess for privacy's sake. That's unfortunate. Well, we're somewhere over in that area. There's these really interesting mountains here. These like granite outcroppings I was reading about. They sit, way up in the skyline. You can really see them from everywhere. This looks like one of these government buildings. Again, super 80s style. If you tell yourself you like it, you'll like it. Like there's something that hits my eyes as like, it's kind of old, but it's kind of great too though. Like that was really neat when they built that, and I think it's still kind of cool. Stadium here, it looks like. And this is that Millennium Tower, I'm pretty sure. This was completed back in 2014. It's like 560 feet tall. There's this whole park they built here too. It's really unusual to have a city that's designed like this. A lot of water comes through here. These are all kind of bridges. Yeah, all elevated roads. Well, maybe not. Maybe it's okay. I thought that maybe they're building a park all along here. I thought these were rivers. Well, let's move away from the main section there. I mean, this is all super big and sprawling. Police there, gated. I mean, it's a real government city. This is, very unusual space. Interesting building over here. Okay, these are the Silverland Suites here. Silverland's Hotel and Suites, number 68. All right. Looks like a police vehicle behind. Are we getting pulled over here? Kind of looks like its lights are on, right? Interesting. Big road here. Nice with these trees all along it. Beautiful day out here, obviously. Really nice. Looks pretty warm, probably. Interesting. Oh, we're slowly arcing our way actually back. Oh, I'm getting disoriented here. All right, let me pull up here. All right, so we were all the way over there. All these curvy roads. I'm a little surprised for a planned city that not more of it was laid out in a grid. A little bit here was, but rather quickly it started following natural terrains as is very common. Let's go a little bit north of this central business area, central government area, I suppose. How about up here by Silverbird Cinemas? Sounds like a type of place I might go to. Is that a cinema back there? Maybe. Can't quite tell. Big tower here. Cell phone tower, maybe. People selling stuff all around. grab and go, chops, pastries, and desserts. Okay. Interesting. Tons of food all around on the street here. People washing cars. Big time dishes. Man, even the dishes look like they're from the 1980s, right? All kind of have that look. Wonder if any of those are still functional. Is that like when you see those around? Are they still functional? I really don't know the answer to that. Like sometimes I'll see those even where I live, and obviously dish TV is still a thing, but I guess maybe they still are functional. Look at that big couch. Jeez. Interesting style there. Well, catches your eye at least. Maybe it brings people in. Fidelity Bank, I think. Kind of interesting building here. Not a ton of people out right now. Might be early morning. I'm always confused when I visit cities and there's not more people on the streets. Just doesn't seem like like what time of day am I looking at? I wish that they tell you the month, but I wish they'd even tell you the day and hour. If it's not asking too much, I wouldn't mind knowing sometimes. This is a cute little cart here. Look at that. Get a hot dog right here in Abuja. Hey, why not? More shops all along here. Wow, clothing, lamps maybe, all kinds of shopping. Big building there. Now those dishes definitely work. Interesting. Setting up some serious network here. This is a very wealthy city from what I read. Again, with the growth as any sign of things, just this place is really up and coming. Despite the fact that some of the buildings, again, look a little dated, the entire city's essentially new compared to many cities. So I'm sure they really planned out things like, I don't know, just traffic flow and I don't know, all their infrastructure, electric, plumbing and all that. I'm sure they spent a lot of time thinking all of that prior. Although I don't know if they could have anticipated growth at the scale that they've had. Let's check out this interesting. So yeah, back behind this whole government headquarters here, there's this neat rock here. Look at that. I wonder if that's open for climbing. Hotel and garden. I think that's a misplaced pin there. And unfortunately, we can't really climb up there. That's super disappointing. I was hoping we'd be able to get up on top of there and view things, but oh well. Let's go over here by the Pidam Dam. Well, not in the middle, but right in the edge. There they are. Pretty interesting. Very rounded off looking. And again, from what I read, that's granite. Buildings under construction here. Nice peaceful road back in here. This is very pretty, actually. Look at all these flowers. Bunch of yellow flowers. Very peaceful scene here by this lake. I guess, right, it's a man-made lake. Dammed up some river, I guess. Interesting. Tons of construction. All of this, you can tell, is getting built up. These look like brand new homes there, probably. Interesting. Tons of expansion. Let's see. How about this part of town up here? Nigerian Turkish International College. Let's check that out. I guess it looks like it's back there. NTIC. All right. We're clearly being followed by this police vehicle here. That's kind of interesting. I wonder if they requested that or if they just said, you can come do a tour, but we're going to keep an eye on you. I don't know. It's kind of odd though, because then I feel like I'm being chased. Interesting. Wow, what in the world? We just jumped through something there. Sorry about that. Either way, kind of more interesting views over here. Classic Rock Coffee Company. Well, that's definitely a place I would go into. Absolutely. That looks like my kind of place. Listen to some music. Drink some coffee. Nice building here. Some of these look real new. More people out in this part of town. Maybe the other part of town is just like so, I don't know, government buildings. It's not really that interesting, not that lively. We got to get back into where the people are. Love this shade under here. This is real nice. More residential back in here. Yeah, a lot more lively. We just go down all these streets back in here. Yeah, those dishes look a lot newer. That's interesting. Okay. We're really on an alleyway here almost. Obviously, big walls, super secure here. That's a lot of barbed wire. Interesting. Huh, so that's all up in there. Let's move over here. Mabushi. Sounds interesting. Zuma Rock Golf Course. Oh. More yellow flowers over there. Can't quite see back in there. Just taking in the sights here. New building going up here. This guy's giving us a big wave. Mercedes there. Mixture of vehicles here. Some old, some new. Plenty of VWs. Toyota. People staying cool in the shade here. People out selling stuff too, as you might expect. Lots of stuff for sale. Look at those fresh vegetables, fresh fruit, shoes, everything you could want. Interesting. It's almost like fireworks. I don't think it's fireworks. It actually looks like the opposite. I think it's a fire extinguisher. Something about that. Gas station here. Tons of cars out in here around. Let's see. Caution. Examiner on a driving test. Not sure if that's true, if we're just following that guy. Interesting. Turkish furniture. Lots of businesses. Everybody is working. Seems like just lots of movement. Lots of activity. Here's a big lake here, the Jabi Reservoir. Big mall. Huge mall here. Interesting. Right on the lake. That's kind of nice. Wonder if we can get... Oh yeah, let's go on this bridge. Get a view over of that mall, of the city. This is actually really pretty right here. Love this light coming in. There's that big mall. ShopRite. I mean, it's a mall, but I'm sure if you live here in Abuja, you get over there at some point. Lots to see and do. Not sure how interested I am going down this highway here. It's nice, tree lined and all that. More of these developments, you can tell. This one looks particularly planned. Almost SimCity level copy and paste of buildings. All look quite new. Interesting. Little taxi, rickshaw, whatever you call that. Slight view of the skyline here. All pretty low level, 3-story, 4-story. For the most part. Distantly, you can see those big hills. Heading out of town right now. It's very lush here again. Yeah, I like... let's pull up just to get a sense of where we are again in context of Africa. So as I was saying, like up here, it gets very deserty, very quick. And then down here, You get into the super tropical Cameroon and all that. But Nigeria straddles it. So you get northern Nigeria, much more deserty. Southern here, you get into semi-tropical. Interesting. It's kind of there's like a whole other town here. Let's see if we can go over there. It's like a big hill or some sort of preserved area. And then a big highway goes through, and then you get over to this other part of Abuja. This might be technically another city. Interesting. Big development here. Look at this. Look at all the people here. Major shopping center, market. Let's drop in there, see if anyone's out. Oh yeah, well, it might not be peak shopping time right now. Not as busy as what we were seeing from above, but obviously tons of stuff here for sale. Blankets, food. Boy, I bet you could get just about everything you need here. Sunglasses. Hey, you need those. Definitely need those. Look how busy it is on the day this photo was taken though, right? Nyanya Market. Alright. That'd be kind of neat to walk around, right? See if we can see it from over here. Again, we're not really seeing it at peak time, but plenty of stuff here still for sale. What are all these, I wonder? Potatoes, maybe? Lots of vegetables. Interesting. Big containers of rice, maybe? I'm not sure. Everyone looking our way here. I'm sure this, whatever we're on, like a backpack rig, I think. Causing quite a stir. Plenty to look at here, though. My. It's so neat that we can see this on Google Maps, right? I knew almost nothing about this city, and I really enjoyed reading about it. Got excited about its future. It made me happy to hear how booming it was. And I just gotta say what a treat it is to be able to drop down in here and just get a peek at life. I don't know if I'll ever get to Abuja. I guess it's possible. I don't do a ton of traveling as it is. It's part of why I made this channel. So, but if I get to Nigeria, I'll be sure to get to Abuja. This would be pretty neat to explore. Tons of motorcycles. Kind of like it over in this part of town. It seems very lively. A lot more people moving about than some of those government areas. Churches. Look at this guy spraying this fountain or this hose there. Guest house. Okay. Picastel Royal Suite. Huh. Hotel rooms. Yeah. Interesting area over here. Super dense. And again, just picture how much this is going to continue to grow probably. They really have the space for it here. Interesting. Let's check out this stadium here. Moshood Abiola National Stadium. Something like that. Let's drop right in. Oh, perfect. Pretty awesome views in here. Major stadium. This is really, really big. Great place to see a soccer game, though. I'd love to see that. Interesting. I always like this effect when they do this with chairs. It looks like the stadium's full of people, even when it's empty. Kind of like that. I fall for it every time. I'm like, oh wow, ton of people here. Magic Land? What in the world is this? Well, that's not too magical. Some sort of amusement park or water park, okay. Let's try another place out here. Oh, this is pretty neat. Again, nobody's out and about right now. Oh yeah, here's rides. Looked like there was a slide area too. Huh. Alright. Magic Land. Come check it out. Oh yeah, definitely be worth stopping in there. Bring the kids. High Commission of India. Yeah, you think of the complexity of moving a capital. All that would go into that, I can't imagine. Like all of the embassies had to move too. You think of the complexity that would go into that. So it's not just you moving, but yeah, the embassy from India, from the UK, everywhere has to move to a new building, build a building. That must have been just a huge activity. They decided on that in 1976. Oh, this is really nice here. Kind of like the look of this building. Newer ones going up in the distance. Again, there's like no one out right here. What is that about? I don't know. These look like real new places up here. Obviously a crane there. This is all still from November. Big crane. This project, can't tell if that slightly looks stalled, but I could be wrong. This is super brand new here. Again, these don't even look occupied yet, right? They have the look of being... I mean, there's nothing in these buildings yet. Not really. Looks like there's one guy working. Or two guys. Obviously not. This is a huge project to build all these. Church gate. More cranes. Interesting. Really beautiful weather here. Loving these clouds. And loving that distant hill. Oh, here's you can see the mosque in the distance there. There it is. It's a nice kind of view over the city. Mosque and new construction. And then a bunch of like weird 80s stuff. And that might be the church over there. It's a good kind of picture of what you might find here. All in one view. Interesting. Really interesting place. Real amusing. All right, one more view. I wish I could see more here. Let's drop by this Millennium Tower. Okay. Let's see. Oh. No, I was really hoping somebody would put a picture up from in there. There it is. Kind of looks like it's still under construction here. Allegedly, it was completed in 2014, unless this is a wholly new tower, but I think that is it. A little surprised why there's a crane. Alright, well, if you live in Abuja, let me know what... Maybe I'm just looking at the wrong building. Newer stuff here again. There's that church again. Alright. Starting to get a little sense of myself here, at least in this area. There's that boy house. All right, this is back to where we were. Interesting city. This will be a city to keep your eye on over the next, 30 years. Abuja. Put it on your radar. And I'm going to put it on my map. Let's see. Edit list. Abuja, Nigeria. And if you live in Abuja, let me know what I missed. I'll come back and check it out if I can. I know I didn't see very much of it. This is a really neat place, though. Very interesting. Much to take in. And I'll try to get back to Nigeria again sometime. There's a lot to see that this is my first stop in Nigeria. So I'll be back at some time, I promise. It's very well mapped here. A lot of it. Well, at least that area is. But more and more of these cities are getting filled in by Google, and we got to start exploring more of Africa, because I have not seen too much of it on this tour. Not at all. All right. Till next time.